What? What?
And then you might as well now
Are we,
start Facebook Live.
are we doing it?
Yeah, go to the
Are we doing it live?
Facebook.
Are we doing it live? Is Facebook live? Facebook? Are you live? Is anyone out there? Is anyone live?
It's all the way live. Whoa, whoa, to the people.
I found the YouTube.
Yes. It's all the way. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we should have had Lakeside on in the
Yeah. We
background.
need Lakeside.
Ooh, it's live. It's all the way
okay.
live.
We
We'll
got
have to do that one day.
got Sam in the house. This is the whole. Hey Sam. Hey everybody. Just a quick introduction of what's happening right now. Is we are simul streaming. Is that the new thing?
Simulcast,
But
right?
I don't know. I mean, now that podcasts are so audio thing and streams are so, we'll simul stream. We're cast as simul streams. Pod. Is that what we're doing? I don't know. We're doing it. We're doing them all. We're combining them all. We're funneling them down into one hole. And it's like DP for your web stream. We're putting them all in the same pipe because the internet is a series of tubes, right?
Some poop tubes.
But anyway, no, we are going. Normally we are, on Periscope. Normally we're on Facebook Live, but we're also, I think, somewhere on YouTube being streamed live.
Sick.
Hey, neat.
Like and subscribe.
And we're all doing it from one screen. So no, we're not crossing the streams. We're paralleling the streams. And this is all thanks to our boys over at the Pho Lab. So giving it up
We're crossing those streams, dude, because we're taking down the Gozerian.
We are, man. It's we've got a lot of show to talk about. We got Gozers to talk about. Speaking of Ghostbusters, did you see the teaser?
I haven't watched it, but I've seen things about it.
To Lil Reitman?
And apparently Leslie Jones has a response to it because
Is she mad?
Everyone's right back at hating on her again.
You just mentioned Ghostbusters and Leslie Jones. You choke on a cough drop and you laugh, and then Leslie Jones gets mad because everybody wants to make fun of her.
Yeah, because everyone gave her such a hard time with the Ghostbusters movie.
Because that first movie was tough. So Jordan saying
the
the
last
quality on
movie of that.
Facebook is a bit meh, huh?
That was the last one in that because this new Ghostbusters is back to the original, being directed by the son of the second one, isn't it?
Yeah, no, the son of the original.
Oh.
Ivan Reitman's kid. And so he's, wanting to...
Wait, did Harold Ramis not direct?
He wrote it.
Right, but I thought he starred, wrote,
He did not direct it.
produced, and directed. He didn't direct
He
it
just wrote it.
and starred in it
And starred in it.
and produced it.
And produced it. Yeah, Harold Ramis. R.I.P., bro. But, yeah, it's... the teaser was out there, and what is supposed to be happening is this is supposed to take place in modern times in a world where the original happenings of the Ghostbusters in the 80s actually took place. So they're acknowledging all that, and this is fast forwarding years into the future.
So what that means is sequel.
It is a sequel. It is a true sequel. But they have not confirmed any of the original characters, any of the other things like that. So, yeah. Anyway, so yes, to Jordan, this is our first time using this platform, so bear with us. It says it's
pushing. I mean,
it's pushing.
I'm previewing it over here on this side.
It's pushing into the poop tubes of the internet.
Yeah, the bigger the up speed, the sweeter the push speed. I don't know. Is there a song? Is that Spinal Tap?
Big Bottoms?
Yeah. The sweeter the cushion, the bigger the... Or is it the sweeter the... help me out, dude. Don't just look at me.
Yeah, it's like the bigger the cushion, the sweeter the pushing, or so I am told. And then it goes... Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Making sure. I had my...
With Harry Shearer on bass.
Oh, yeah.
Big mustache.
Turning it up to 11. That's what's been going on. As you guys know, we've been off the air for a couple of weeks. We have seen a lot of movies. There are so many things that we need to talk about.
We were here 2 weeks ago, and you did your
yeah.
You did your final.
We did our. I mean, but I didn't really talk about any movies.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, I just cried. Is basically what that show was. And pardon my throat. I talked myself hoarse at the last. Like I've been talking so much in the past week on the last FM broadcast, and then screaming basically into a microphone for 5 hours for the last Driving Speakerbox Tavern Trivia that was on Wednesday. And then my body was just like, all right, your throats are shredded. So I'm like slurping on Ludens all night. So forgive me. But let's jump into some movies that are coming out in theaters this week real quick, because I know we've got 2 weeks of news. That's a lot of stuff, but we got a lot of reviews. So we're just going to skip to the juice, so to speak. And so probably the biggest movie coming out this week is not really a huge movie, but is a movie that I'm sure, if you're like me, you're totally sick and tired of seeing the trailer for. Have you seen the trailer for this one?
No.
Miss Bala?
I haven't.
Oh,
actually.
man. I've seen this trailer so many times. Every time I go to the theater, it's like, Miss Bala, it's the way the end game is Bala means bullet, Bala. And it's like, dude, like, I get it. You're like a terrorist, like, cartel dude. But, if you're a big, tough cartel dude, you wouldn't go around translating your own words all the time in like some scary narrative.
What if there's a twist and she dunks on fools? Miss Bala.
Dude, I hope she dunks on fools. But this is it's a movie starring Gina Rodriguez, Isabel Cruz Cordova, Matt Lauria, and Anthony Mackie, directed by Catherine Hardwicke, and it's a story about these two sisters, and they're going across the border to be cool and party down, and then they get like
Hey guys,
run
y'all
amok
wanna
on
load up and cross the border so we can be cool
and party down. But they roll up into a party that some nefarious ne'er-do-wells cross, i.e. cartel dudes, and these guys are like, give us your valuables, and they're like, oh, we're pretty girls, and like, you're coming with us, and they're like, but we're smart, and so they get separated, and she's like, I'm gonna work this to my advantage, and I'm gonna play the sides. And then she gets taken by the FBI, and the FBI's like, you work for us now. And she's like, I work for nobody but myself. And so she's like an insurgent with these cartel dudes, and they're like, how come everything we do is messing up?
Enter dunking on fools.
And then she gets, like, they assemble a ragtag bunch of basketball players.
Can there be like a scene where she's in the gym training and she's on the court, and that's when the FBI comes and they're like, hey, you're going to work for us. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
They don't call me Bala for nothing. And just like,
Miss Bala.
yeah, like slams dunk.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that would be super sick.
Extra dunks on somebody in the gym, and that's when the FBI comes up and they're like, oh, Miss Bala.
Double dunk.
She's like, yo, it's pronounced Bala.
Bala. But
That's the movie I want.
I hope, that's the one that I want to see. That's for me. But that movie's coming out in the theaters this weekend, and I've seen this trailer so many times. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, hey, okay, this looks like strong female-led action film. Cartel vibes are like really in vogue right now. That's kind of like everything in the movies. That's the bad guy, because I mean,
Is it because
it's because of the wall, dude.
nobody watched that that movie with the the chick from Empire? No one watched that, like the Foxy Brown style movie, the blaxploitation thing that came out last year that no one remembered.
I don't remember that.
Exactly, no one watched that. Or what about Peppermint with
I
Jennifer
remember
Garner?
Peppermint. Yeah.
No one watched that one either.
Yeah, I don't think anybody watched that one.
And what about that Death Wish movie that was made with?
We saw that.
No, I'm talking about the one that was made with. What's her name?
You tell me, bro.
Oh, Reagan was shot by a guy that was in love with her, Jodie Foster.
Oh, yeah, no clue.
No one watched that one.
Yeah, no one.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
But I mean, one thing you got to understand is Shakalaka. How about that?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, and then let's just disable this guy.
Okay. Now we're sharing mic.
Alright. It should be less echo, and then we can tweak it later.
There we go.
Get that out.
Just like back in the radio studio when.
Well, when we're learning. This is all new. This is a new.
It's back.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Hey, we did it. We made it. We're here. So yeah, Mexican cartel, Russian bad guys. Like, expect that to happen throughout the rest of the Trump presidency. That's like gonna be pretty much par for the course. It's like horror movies. You know, like in the 50s, horror movies were all like nuclear radiation, you know, because that was what was scary. And then in the 80s, it was like kids having sex and then they get murdered. And then, like, you know, the 70s was like drug crazy people. And, you know, those were all and then in the 90s, you got all these like, what was contagious viruses, and then in the 2000s it was home invasion, and you get these reflections of what we're always curious and scared about, and makes it easier to sell tickets. So Miss Bala coming out in theaters this weekend, not a basketball movie, contrary to popular belief. You want to start reviewing some movies?
Sure.
Because we have so many to talk about. We've got just a ridiculous amount of movies to talk about. I went and saw Glass. What'd you go see?
I watched They Shall Not Grow Old.
You went and saw They Shall Not Grow Old?
Yeah, I did that last Monday while we were.
Man.
While you did your send-off.
I also saw something else, too. And I can't remember what it was. Man, what did I say? Man, I'll think about it.
I don't know.
Let's talk about The Wizard of Oz 80th anniversary in theaters right now. It's here.
Oh, is
It's
it?
playing here in Northwest Arkansas, you guys. It's only in 408 theaters nationwide.
Is that a Fathom event?
I think it might be, actually.
Because you know what? I can't miss on when they bring True Grit back.
What?
That's the one I'm going to have to go watch next.
Dude, that'll be cool, man. But yeah, it's coming out. I mean, it's out in theaters this week. You can go see it. I think it's playing the whole week, honestly. So Wizard of Oz 80th anniversary, you can check it out. It's Fathom event. We do have it here at our local Malco if you want to check that out. Also at our local AMC, I think throughout maybe this week, they've got what do they got? They've got the Academy Award like collect them all pack. You can get the pass, a weekend pass for like $40-$50.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can go see every Academy Award nominated film, which
Oh, we'll have to see if they're doing that thing where they have the shorts put together again.
yeah,
Yeah, that was good.
that was good. But the thing about, like, actually, I'm going to wait to talk about these Academy Award nominees, not today, because it might get a little heated, and I don't think my throat is up to getting a little heated tonight. Know what I'm saying? You know how the boom operator get.
We can cool it down. Wash it down.
Oh,
Straight up set.
no, I don't know if I need that in my life. I had plenty of drinking this week, but yeah, tell us about They Will Not Grow Old.
Oh, man. Okay. So They Shall Not Grow Old, done by Peter Jackson. He was asked by the British World War I History Museum to create a
Dental
film.
Association.
What?
The dental is, man, I don't know the trailers. You see those dudes' teeth?
Oh, no,
I have
come on,
I have a
man.
teeth thing, and it's just like that's all I could look at.
Well, this was 100 years ago, man.
I know, man. Look at how far our teeth have like improved.
Well, but this was for the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I, Armistice Day.
Yeah.
And they got Peter Jackson, and they said the only conditions were that he had to use all of their authentic films and things like that. And so he did it over 3 years. At the end of the movie, they have a 30-minute long feature that shows how they did it too. It's really cool. So they took all of these films and they restored a lot of it. A film that was too dark, they brightened it up. Film that was too bright, they darkened it. They colorized all of it over several years, and they brought in.
Did you see it in 3D?
No,
Okay.
no, because in 1917 they did not have 3D, so
It didn't have color either.
they didn't. But they lived in a color world, and so
They also lived in a 3D world.
well, but there's no reason to watch this in 3D. They used a lot of forensic anthropologists to colorize it using real uniforms and things like that as references. They used forensics to read lips to find out exactly what people were saying.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part that I've seen from clips of this movie is like recreating this audio through like, you know, anthropological like methodologies to that's just
So they don't make things up. Nothing is untrue.
it's not like, hey, farthead.
Yeah,
which was what we would do if we were.
Do that?
I mean, how could you not?
Every bit of it's factual, and all of
Let's get them Nazis, right?
all of the audio is recorded from actual veterans of World War I interviews.
Oh, that's weird.
So the entire audio of the movie is just interviews with all of these guys, and it's really interesting to see their take on war and how excited they were to sign up for it, and then how they lived through it. And it's a jumble of the entire war from beginning to end, but it's only British, and it's only Army in the trenches. So it was pretty cool. You got to see everything in real life, experience it, how it was through them, footage of British soldiers and audio of them. Man, it made people straight up emotional on that too.
Did you cry?
Almost. I came pretty close.
Like,
Not gonna lie about it.
One tear?
No.
Like,
but
did you catch it?
Yeah, I stopped it from happening. I came real close, man. It was really cool to actually get to live through a recreation of World War I.
That's weird.
And the people and their lives in the trenches.
I mean,
they had black and white film in it too. It's not all colorized. It's not, and the only time people have voices is when they're speaking on camera.
Mm-hmm.
And they even went as far as to find out who the people in the films were, and all of the voices were recorded by someone that would have the same accent from what region of Britain they were from. So they like way in depth.
Well, and Peter Jackson, you know, can't say a whole lot for
his movies recently.
Well, yeah, his most recent films, but when he a lot like. Oh, my brain is just. Bleh. Help me out. This is why you're here. Give me a second. My throat is
Lord
my
of
source
the Rings,
of power.
King Kong.
No, James Cameron. There it is.
Oh.
James Cameron. While, you know, makes these massive, crazy spectacle blockbusters, but these two directors both are obsessed with pioneering new technologies and obsessed with going above and beyond what other filmmakers just stop short of because they don't know how. They create new methods of doing it.
Well, and that's what they talked about in the feature at the end, which is worth sticking around for, definitely. Peter Jackson talks about it. Like, most of the documentaries you see are on a small budget. Most of them are made for TV, and they kind of rush through it. So they skip over footage that is too dark or too light, or you can't really put on TV. And since he was doing it with a movie, and there was a bigger budget for it, and they had better technology and more time afforded to them, they brought to life film that has not been seen in 100 years. And that was pretty spectacular.
I mean, it's one of those things that I think it's more than a movie.
I mean,
it's one of those things that if they would allow kids to watch movies in school again, like, they would wheel the card out for this one.
Yeah, because it's a full documentary. There's no kind of bias or anything like that. It's all through the voices of the soldiers and stuff, and it was really interesting to see how they were in their life, how they wanted to be a part of the war, how they respected the Germans they were fighting, and everything like that. It's definitely worth watching for sure.
That's awesome.
And if you get a chance to see it in the theater, definitely recommend. But if it comes out on video of some sort before that,
war movies in me, You know, I always say I'm not a big fan of war movies.
But it's not a war movie.
Well, no, but hear me out. One of the reasons that I'm not a big fan of war movies is especially when I'm seeing it in the theater, I just can't handle it. Like, you know, because it's big and it's so real, and I'm always taken back to those moments of like, this fucking shit happened to some real dudes.
Well,
man.
and this was nothing but real
exactly,
pictures.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if I could handle that.
Well, you do
know?
get to see the horrors of war, like people whose parts are missing or they don't have the ability to be recognized anymore. So you get to see every side of the conflict, and that it's something that by bringing it into color and putting voices and the sound effects, they recorded all true audio, true to the weapons and stuff like that used, which was really cool too. But it brings you into it, and it reminds you that that was a real thing that happened, and people lived there, and it wasn't that long ago. You know, it was only 100 years ago, and that's really not that far back.
That's a blink.
Yeah.
Just a boop.
So, very interesting, worth going to watch. Very moving.
And I do believe it is. Is it still playing?
Well, so it originally was announced for December 17th and 21st only. They surprise announced it for January 21st only. It was a one-day only event.
Is that when you went and saw that?
That's when
right?
I saw it, yeah, last Monday.
But I think it's going to get a wider release.
I hope so.
This week, I think?
Yeah. But so far they've only shown it 3 days, separated over the course of 2 months. So if they bring it back and you have a chance to see it, definitely do. So keep an eye on Fathom Events for that one.
Because, yeah, I remember hearing an announcement that it was going to get a wider release, but I'm not sure when that is. Excuse me. Well, yeah, if it's playing in a theater near you, highly recommended right there from The Grip. I also went and saw Glass. I went and saw this the weekend it came out. And many of you guys that listen to the show or watch the show, you might be familiar with my stance on Unbreakable. And you might be familiar with my stance on Split. And you might be familiar with my stance on M. Night Shyamalan. But and this is difficult for me to say. But I didn't hate Glass. I didn't hate Glass, which is funny because a lot of these people that get these rock hard like nerd bones for Unbreakable, they hated Glass.
Really?
And so maybe this is why I liked Glass. Because they're like, it's not like when the ending was so bad.
Do you have to have seen Split to be able to watch Glass?
It makes a little more sense, but not really. Split is really just the establishment of the character with the multiple personalities, the Beast. So it's just a lot more of, him going, you can't beat the Beast! And talking like this the whole time!
Yeah. See, Chung saying he needs to rewatch Unbreakable. Unbreakable's good. I don't know why you wouldn't like Unbreakable.
No, okay.
But
it's
Split,
not bad.
Split
but
seemed
it's
goofy.
Not good.
And all of the trailers for Glass makes it look like James McAvoy's character is just so far out there compared to the characters from Unbreakable.
Well, he is and he's not. Like, basically, James McAvoy's character is more or less the same as Bruce Willis's character, except for he's mentally unstable. Like, he still has, like, this, they both are super strong. They both, are relatively impervious to damage, except for when James McAvoy's character, one personality that exudes that power, all the other personalities worship that character, and so he's got this god complex. So he's not actually, growing hair and a deep demon spawn. He's just like, I'm real strong and I'm gonna crawl on the walls. And
yeah, I mean, that's all I'm saying is that it just seems a bit over the top compared to a guy who can't be hurt by bullets.
Well, in this one, Bruce Willis's character punches through a steel door and bends bars.
Yeah, I saw that in the trailer, and it's like, since when did he have super strength?
The whole time he like lifted a car and he did all the.
But did they establish that in Unbreakable? I don't remember that.
Yes, because because his son, he was like, he's testing himself on the weight bench, and he benched like all the weight that he had at the house, and his kid was like, I know that you could do more if you wanted to.
I thought that was just to see if it would crush him, like, because that's how they make it seem in Unbreakable. Like, he's just trying his limits.
But if it can't crush him and he can also move it, then that means he's super strong.
I don't know about that. But he's also like clairvoyant.
Yeah, he's got even more powers than the Beast. I just want to call him the Beast the whole time.
Does he really talk like that?
Yes. The main guy, he talks like this because he's 9 years old. And it's called acting. I know, it cracks me up too. But, I mean, anybody can talk with a lisp. But,
I'm just thinking, he talks like he's just some sideways cap idiot from the 90s.
He is a sideways cap idiot from the 90s, but that's one of the characters. But anyway, no, Glass, it did the best it could do trying to tie up two very unrelated movies into a, guess what? I planned this the whole time, right? And, it's total fan service. There's no other way that any of these worshipers of Unbreakable, if this movie could have been anything different and not sucked. Like, it's one of those examples where you can't please fans. You cannot do it. It's impossible because fans don't even know what they want. They just want their brains melted. And it's like, well, how would you like that brain melted, sir? I don't know. That's your job. And then when you do it wrong, they go, well, I hated it. Well, what would you have rather me done? I don't know, something different. And so people are stupid. All of you, all of us, you're all stupid. But none of us know what we want, and that's the problem with being alive and being a human in 2019, is we have all these options, all these choices, and we all think that we know what's best for ourselves, when in fact we have no clue what we want, and we're just running around sampling everything, going, I don't like this, and I like this.
I want that Rambo movie that they released screenshots from.
Dude, you're going to hate it, though.
Nope.
It's not going to be what it's in your imagination.
The last Rambo was amazing.
Is that the one where he killed that like child rape and drug selling murder guy?
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was something.
It was good.
But yeah, Glass. I mean, it's about Glass and it's not about Glass. It's this hilarious MacGuffin-y, like, what's the plan? And then the whole end is this big reveal about how he was so smart, and this was his whole idea the whole time.
How many hundreds of times does he break a bone in this movie?
Not very often. Most of the time, he just sits in a chair like this.
Isn't his mom, like, still alive, too?
Yeah, and played by someone who's actually 10 years younger than Samuel Jackson. But there's some reviewers out there that are getting really crotchety about, like, I can't believe that they got a lady that's younger than Samuel Jackson to play his mom in the movie. And I was like, they're called A, actors, and B, do you know any 97-year-old African-American Hollywood actresses out there? No, fuck you. Like, deal with it. Hey, we can say that.
Is the lady that played Uhura still alive?
No, maybe. She's not 98, and she ain't going to be in Glass.
Pretty old.
But, because they needed her to run around and do all the stuff. Like, just, these people are playing characters. I feel like everybody gets so caught up.
They could CG Eartha Kitt.
No, we didn't. There was some not good CG in this movie that we didn't need more of it. But, Shyamalan, he did as good as he was going to ever do with this movie, and people are hating on it because these people, I think, haven't seen. I was reading some reviews, like, written by obvious millennials from, like, Washington Post and Vice and all these news medias that are some of the worst journalism I've ever seen in my adult life. But I was reading some of these reviews, and they've clearly never seen the source materials of which they're referencing. It's like they read the Wikipedia and are now, like, writing. It's like, I'm an intern at Vice, so, hey, what's a good millennial name? Thad, like finish this review. I don't know, class. He's like, what's that? The original came out before I was born. Well, I don't know. Google it. I don't want to watch it. God. Or they like watch it on their phone, like while playing a game on their phone on the commute to work. Like these people, don't trust them. Their reviews are shit.
Did you see that Hot Ones episode with Gordon Ramsay?
Oh, the Hot Ones?
Yeah.
Young Ones?
No, the Hot Ones, man.
What's the Hot Ones?
Hot Ones is like it's a YouTube show, and Gordon Ramsay was just on there, and all he did was shout about millennials the entire time, and then he couldn't handle the heat of the hot wings.
Oh, do they get to eat hot wings?
Yeah, they interview people and they eat hot wings like every time that it gets hotter, and they ask more questions. I'm just saying, don't go full Gordon Ramsay on.
Why are we not eating hot
right
wings?
here?
We can eat hot wings. Can we eat hot wings in here?
Yeah.
We can eat hot wings in here. We have.
I'll get some sponsorship for sure.
Let's get some sponsorship
Local sponsorship ties.
from like Lucky Luke's
Oh yeah.
or what other hot wing place do we want to?
I'm just saying, Tyson's local for us, and we could get some Anytizers commercials going.
Tonight's episode of the Drive-In Speakerbox brought to you by Anytizers. If you like a jalapeno wrapped in bacon, wrapped in a taco, wrapped in a pancake with sausage and bacon, deep fried, Anytizers.
Have you ever had Anytizers?
No.
Some of those.
What the hell is an Anytizer?
It's just microwavable food. That's
That
just
you can have anytime?
Yeah, that's why they call it that.
So
They make wings like
that.
that.
A portmanteau?
I'm just saying.
Anytizers. Well, what is your favorite Anytizer?
Dude, chicken wings, bro.
Why don't they just call them chicken wings?
That's the line, dude.
But what, I mean, with the name like Anytizers, I feel like it'd have to be like awesome.
They got chicken nugs.
Okay.
They got chicken wings.
Okay.
They got
Chicken wings and chicken nugs.
hold on, no, they got like stuffed chicken with marinara and cheese and things. Bruh,
Like a chicken meatball?
yeah, like a chicken marinara sandwich, except inside a breaded piece of chicken, so you eat it like a nugget.
Okay, now we're talking. That sounds like an Anytizer.
Yeah.
Like this bland ass chicken nugget, chicken wing. Like everybody got that.
This ain't movies anymore. But the point is,
This is movie snacks.
oh, straight up,
Yeah.
no.
Because now all your local Cineplex, man, they have all this crap. Like, have you had the £1.50 Bavarian pretzel at AMC?
No, why would I do that?
Because it's a £1.50 Bavarian pretzel that you could get. It's this big of bread.
It's like $35.
It's 16, and if you have as many points as I have, it's like 4, and it's awesome because it's hilarious, and you look like such a douche carrying this giant pizza box.
But do they only give you 1 cup of cheese? Because like you're
No,
gonna
you
need
can ask
more than 1 cup of cheese. For that.
you can get a cup of cheese and a cup of mustard, or 2 cups of cheese, or 2 cups of mustard, or 1 of each. Or you could be like, hey, what you doing with that extra cheese? And then they'd be like, I got you. You're in here all the time. Whoop, and slide you a little bit of that
That's
extra
true.
cheese.
You better hook me up with that cheese because I spent $20 to watch a Bollywood movie.
3-hour ones.
Boneless buffalo.
Dude. We should review the fucking movie food. I've had all
They got
of it.
old chicken, new chicken, loose chicken, tight chicken. Thanks, Sam. Yeah.
Any chicken you want, man.
Hey, man, you guys like chicken?
They got chicken tacos, chicken pizza, chicken on a stick. Chicken on a stick. If you can find chicken on a stick anywhere cheaper, eat it.
Thanks, Sam.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Dusk Till Dawn reference there. Thanks, Sam, on Facebook for that one.
It took me a second, and I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah, he knew. He knew we'd go in there. Yeah, like all these offerings. Like AMC's got the caramel corn now. It's tight.
I saw that.
Dude, it is good. You saw it. Why didn't you see it in your mouth?
It's for Jan. Why? Because I'm not going to pay $8 for sticky teeth that's gonna make my stomach not great.
But don't you drink like Pepsi?
No.
Well, what is your movie snack? What is the Grips movie snack?
Beef jerky.
But you can't buy that at the counter. Well, how do you...
Pockets,
Are
bro.
you telling me you break the rules? The Grip is a rule breaker.
What? No.
Yeah, busted.
I just sometimes forget that I have beef jerky in my pocket.
just sometimes I'm just like, hey, what's that smell? Oh yeah.
No, like
beef jerky, dude.
I'll be minding my own business. I'll go to the movies. I'll buy a drink, and then I'll sit down in the theater. I'm like, oh, what's this thing that poked me? Oh, it's a 1.5 long beef jerky that I forgot.
What's this thing that poked me? This 1.5 long
Jack Links.
beef stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Please, if I go to the movies with you and I sit down and a 1.5 long meat pokes me, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Don't sneak it in the popcorn bucket either.
it. Hey, man.
Dirty perv. No, my favorite movie snack.
Get a bowl of popcorn, poke a hole, and put the beef jerky.
Put beef jerky in it.
Dude, that would make the jerky pretty good with the popcorn,
Salty and the
salt
buttery.
and stuff.
Yeah, it would.
There's your new movie snack.
Beef jerky popcorn.
Popcorn on a stick, but the stick is beef jerky.
Ooh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. No, I'd say my favorite movie snack when I'm at the movies, I really like. I always have to have a Coca-Cola, ice cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero, close enough. But if I'm eating something, I really enjoy peanut M&Ms. Like that's my movie jam.
I'll make myself sick on peanut M&Ms going at the movies.
Yeah, you just keep them coming. Like I remember one time I was going to, I don't remember the movie because I blacked out from like diabetic coma. But I went to the store and they had almond M&Ms, right? In the big family bag. And I'm like, yeah, almond M&Ms. Those are like the sacred, like,
Snuck those in.
grail. Of course, I break the rules. You're the one that's Judge Dredd over here. And so I brought this like 2.5 pound bag of almond M&Ms in the theater, right? Just crack that sucker open. Coca-Cola
all over
almonds,
the floor.
Coca-Cola almonds. No. All up in my stomach. I finished the whole bag. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I don't feel so good. What is wrong with my body? And then the credits are rolling. I'm like, oh, I gotta go home. And then I didn't throw away the bag, but I flipped over the bag and I looked at the nutrition facts.
Serving size 4.
Yeah, serving size like 8 almond M&Ms, 300 calories, 20 grams of fat. Like almonds are the fattiest nut beside cashews ever. I ate like 5,700 calories in that bag, and I was dying inside because I think I had like 150 grams of fat. It was bad. And that's why I don't remember the movie. All I remember was the pain.
See, Sam knows what's up, cherry Coke. That's the way to do it.
Anyway, movie snacks. Let's see, what else? Did we see any other movies? We talked about Aquaman. We talked about... Oh, The Upside. I saw The Upside. Duh. I know it was another movie I was going to talk about. I forgot about it because it was such a good feel-good movie, and those never make an impression on my crusty old soul. But no, this is the movie with Kevin Hart. You probably... yeah. And...
based on a true-ish story.
Yeah, relatively true-ish. Yeah, it's Bryan Cranston, and I want to say Nicole Kidman's in this as well.
Yeah, she's like his
the hot assistant.
Yeah.
Which, Nicole Kidman, stop injecting shit into your face. You're starting to look evil. Like, she's always looked a little scary. She's straight up looking like evil now, like an evil witch. Like, you know that skin's just gonna go, and it's gonna be a demon face, and she's gonna suck your soul to make herself look younger for like another day. And
can that be a movie and like her husband plays the soundtrack for the whole thing?
dude, that would be cool.
Yeah.
And Death Becomes Her Part 2.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There it is.
Boom. But The Upside, It was funny because we went into the theater, and you could tell a lot of the people in this theater were like, let's get ready for the funny. Kevin Hart, he's going to scream, he's going to fart, he's going to be short, he's going to get thrown around, it's going to be wacky. And then this movie was like about quadriplegics and wives dying to cancer and like a bunch of like being a deadbeat dad and divorce and like
Classic movie tropes.
yeah, all the sad shit. It's like both of these characters had equally high levels of sad shit, and then they crossed paths and they were like, you know, the prince and the pauper style sort of like friendship that had created.
Did they switch places? Did Bryan Cranston get up and start like doing a jig?
Going,
and Kevin Hart was cruising in the...
Basically, well, no, I don't want too many spoilers, but it's just one of those feel-good movies about how these two very different walks of life crossed paths, found their similarities, found a friendship that blossomed in the midst of everyone frowning upon it. And then they both were able to sort of heal themselves in their respective wounds through just this friendship. And, you know, of course, like any movie that has a climax, or a love story, this was a bromance, there's always that moment where they're like, I hate you. Woof, I hate you too. We're broken up. And then one of them's got to be like, oh no, I still love you. And then they come and they make that thing, and then they make up and they become best friends again, and then everything's happy. There's one of those moments, you know it's coming. Except for one of them didn't have to chase the other one at the airport and was just like, don't get on that plane. I've been thinking a lot about it.
The wheelchair?
Yeah, because he was held up on the tarmac, and they just couldn't get it in there. And they're like, sir, you're going to have to stow that chair in the overhead bin. But no, I mean, the movie was quite good. And as a guy that doesn't really like the Kevin Hart shtick, this was a really good departure from his shtick while using the shtick to his advantage to give a nice balance to the very somber sort of storyline that they were telling. And so this movie is not a comedy, and literally everyone in the theater with me, when those credits rolled, they were pissed. And to the extent that this lady in front of me, she goes, who do I talk to? Get my money back. And then
really, how could you see the trailers for that movie?
Well, and her friend said, man, I was just waiting for the laugh parts. He was waiting for the laugh parts.
That's like when I watched Funny People in the movie theater. Everyone waited for it to be like a funny movie, but it wasn't.
It wasn't
supposed to be a comedy.
But it was good, and I really think that this is, you know, I really enjoy Bryan Cranston, and I allowed myself to accept Kevin Hart in a different way, and he does have a shred of talent in there.
Wow.
And I was very impressed with his performance. It was a lot like Ben Stiller. It wasn't until I think it was Permanent Midnight, I think is the first one that I saw. You know, there was the Ben Stiller saunts where, you know, the moment he zipped his pecker up and then jizzed in that girl's hair in that movie. You know the movie. Something About Mary?
Yeah.
It was like the two biggest gags of the early 2000s. And then wrestled that stuffed dog. And it was like, okay, well, Ben Stiller, that's you forever.
Did you not see Mystery Men?
Yeah. That was a character whose superpower was farting.
No, not Ben Stiller's character.
No, but I'm talking about in that movie.
Yeah, dude.
He was the bowler.
No, that was Janine Garofalo.
No, that was Janine Garofalo.
He was
Rage. Angry guy.
The Rage.
Yeah, that's right. But it was still a slapsticky comedy. But it wasn't until like Permanent Midnight and then a couple of movies later in his career it was like, yo, I like Ben Stiller when he's not being a slapstick butthole. And so, you know, this is the first time Kevin Hart has really been in a lead role, B, serious role.
Heavyweights.
What about Heavyweights?
Ben Stiller was the bad guy in Heavyweights.
But that was still a slapstick movie.
No, dude, but it got you like.
No, it got me. Unless you're talking about like my tit. Like
No,
it
dude.
did not get me in any feels.
Did it not?
Heavyweights?
I don't think you ever watched Heavyweights. About the overweight children, and Ben Stiller comes and he like forces them to exercise with electrocution.
Yeah.
And there's the go-kart race.
Heavyweights. Yeah, the movie about fat kids.
Rest my case.
That's not a sad movie.
No, but it hits you in your feels though, because it's like they're treated differently just because they're a little overweight.
I mean, I feel that. I grew up that,
Well,
but
that's what I'm saying.
that movie was not a feels movie. But
Was it not?
No. I'm gonna show you some feels movies.
I'm gonna rewatch Heavyweights
Yeah, I think you need to.
like the 50th time.
But anyway,
Thanks, Sam. See,
he apparently loves heavyweights.
who doesn't?
I mean, I didn't say I didn't love heavyweights.
I'm just saying Ben Stiller has range, man.
Well, I'm saying that I prefer their more somber ranges. And this goes for Kevin Hart. So The Upside in theaters right now, I recommend it. I thought it was good. But do not go into this movie thinking that it's going to be a slapstick comedy. Bryan Cranston is a quadriplegic sad sack with a dead wife, not The Rock. So if you're expecting another one of those buddy movies, it is not that movie. So there you go. Let's see. What else did we... I don't know if I saw anything else. I didn't see... We already talked about Spider-Verse. I didn't see Serenity, the new one, not the science fiction one. The Kid Who Would Be King.
You know, I want to watch it, actually. It has Sir Patrick Stewart in it.
The Kid Who Would Be King?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah, I don't think I saw any other movies. So.
That's what I'm going to try and watch for next week.
Well, shall we do the roundup then?
Sure.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So we're going to do the box office roundup through the weekend of January 25th through 27th, 2019. We're going to start with number 10, work our way up to number 1, tell you what made... Oh, before, I saw a locally produced film called Sweet Inspirations. They did a premiere here. I got to meet Dean Cain.
Oh, is that where you got to meet him?
Yeah.
Did you actually meet Dean Cain?
Yeah.
Did you talk about the adventures of Lois and Clark?
No,
Did you talk about Smallville?
I didn't talk about any Superman things because that's pretty much the only thing he asked. I also did get to meet Joel Murray.
That's not true. Did you talk about Ripley's Believe It or Not?
That I should have done.
See?
Damn it. Amateur hour.
That's what I would. You know what my favorite thing to do meeting celebrities is talk about like obscure stuff that no one else would ever talk to them about. Because like Dean Cain, everyone's gonna be like, dude, Superman. Yes, I grew up with that.
Blah,
Terry
blah,
Hatcher, that's the coolest. No, I'd be like, bro, Ripley's
though. Tell me about that longest fingernail guy. Man, I should have done that.
Or times where he's a bad guy.
Oh yeah, he does play a good bad guy. But it was a locally produced Pure Flix movie. You know how I feel about Pure Flix. But it wasn't terrible. It was shot here, right down the street from Pinpoint, and in the cityscape behind us here. And it was
Really?
It was better than I thought it was going to be for a faith-based film.
It was filmed downtown.
Yeah, it was filmed where Big Box Karaoke is now. It was in between being the bike shop.
The whole movie?
Most of it. It was filmed at the Episcopal Church.
Was Dean Cain only in like 5 seconds of it? Because how did I not hear about him being
Well,
downtown?
he was in here. It was about 20 days.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I missed my chance.
I visited set a couple times.
Talk about Ripley's.
I should have. But I also met Joel Murray, Bill Murray's younger brother.
Oh, the one that plays his younger brother in Scrooged that's having the Christmas party.
Yeah.
And he's watching him with the Ghost of Christmas Present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to meet him and saw him and Jeff Daniels. They had a show here. They did Who's Live Is It Anyway? And it was those two, of course, Greg Proops and the famous... What?
Jeff Daniels was part of that?
No. Jeff Davis.
Oh, you said
He's a comedian. And then...
Greg Proops was here, though? Because my brother told me about it after it was already happening. Yeah. And
then Dave Foley. Guys, Dave Foley from Kids in the Hall. Love Dave Foley. Didn't get to meet Dave Foley, but ran into Joel Murray and...
No Wayne Brady.
No Wayne Brady.
No Colin Mockery.
Jeff Davis did sign my D&D group's player's handbook because he plays D&D.
Nerd alert.
Yeah. You ever watch Harmon Quest? He's
Watched
Bone
it.
Weevil.
Watched it once.
And he signed our rogue chapter.
Was Ryan Stiles here?
No, just those four.
No.
Just those four. But anyway, let's finish the box office. Let's finish the box office. Number 10. Here we go. Mary Poppins Returns from Buena Vista, bringing in $3.3 million in 6 weekend release. $130 million budget brought it in $165 million at the box office. Number 9. Escape Room from Tony. Oh gosh, I'm losing it here. $4.1 million in its 4th weekend release. $9 million budget brought in $47 million for that piece of garbage. Number 8, Serenity from Avrion, from bringing in $4.4 million in its opening release. Don't have the budget for that one, but I know it wasn't a lot. But still not a very good opening, especially being in 2,500 theaters. Number 7, A Dog's Way Home from Sony in its 3rd week. Still up there for another $5.1 million. $18 million budget has brought it in $30.7
This
million.
perplexes me. Have you seen the trailer for that movie?
Where the dog goes cross country and
They show the entire movie in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, I found this puppy. I adopted this puppy that I found running on the street. This puppy loves squirrels. Oh, the dog runs away now that she's a grown-up dog and becomes friends with a panther and runs through the woods. Oh, it's Homeward Bound, but not as good. Hey, and the dog returns while I'm at my dad's funeral or some nonsense. The entire movie
In the trailer.
is in the trailer because it's a 5-minute trailer and it shows you every part of that movie from beginning to end.
there's no point in
Why
watching
would
it.
you watch the movie when it's all in a 5-minute trailer?
Well, it made $30.5 million
That's insane.
at the box office. That is insane. But number 6, Green Book, getting a reinvigorated release into theaters, opening back up into another 1,500 theaters nationwide after getting so many Academy Awards. And, of course, True Detective being out there and Mahershala Ali getting all these nods. So everybody's got Mahershala fever. Another guy that I got to work with. That's cool. I got to work with Mahershala Ali.
Name dropping.
I
right
know.
here.
How many celebrities have I met this episode? All of them. Like and subscribe. Sponsorships available. Email drivein-speakerbox@gmail.com or find us on Facebook. Drive-in-speakerbox at facebook.fart. All right.
You know what, real quick, before we get too far away from that, yesterday I did purchase the Munsters VIP experience.
Ooh, blam.
So I'm going to meet Butch Patrick and Pat Priest.
We're going to get all that Monsters experience.
Yeah, all 2 of the Munsters that are left.
That are still alive.
But also, there's 2 of the Munsters cars going to be there, the Dragula and the Munstermobile. And maybe they'll let me sit in it since I paid for the big time experience. Let's not talk about how much money it cost me.
Upwards of tens of dollars.
Yeah, but I get a mug with it.
Well, that's going to be exciting, man. That's right around the corner. Going to be heading down there for March. And John Rhys Davies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not part of the Munsters experience.
No.
He's going to be part of...
He's going to be part of the Gimli experience.
See, most people are going to talk to him about
Dude, no.
about Lord of the
Indiana
Rings
Jones.
or Indiana Jones. I'm going to talk to him about sliders.
I'm just going to roll it and throw a date at him and see what happens.
Maybe we should wear fez caps.
Bad dates. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. John Rhys Davies.
We should make a poster that's like the fake truck that the guy hides in The Last Crusade.
Oh, yeah.
Where he's like, get in here, and he's like gonna protect him, but it turns out it's a Nazi truck, and they kidnap him.
Yeah, that was a good scene. I miss Indiana Jones movies when they were good. Let's see, what number were we on? Green Book, number 6 from Universal, bringing in $5.4 million, up 153% this week. That's awesome. $23 million budget in 11 weeks in release. It is now up to almost $50 million in the box office. Number 5, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse from Sony, bringing in 6.1 additional million at the box office in its 7th week. Still out there. $90 million budget, bringing in 169,000 million at the box office. Number 4, opening at number 4, not a great place to open, is The Kid Who Would Be King from Fox, bringing in $7.1 million in its opening week. However, I've got a sneaking suspicion that the UK market is going to be pretty good here. And let me see if I can pull up those numbers. It has not been released in the UK yet, but I have a feeling when it does, it will clean house.
Dude, Patrick Stewart, man.
Well, and it's all a bunch of British talent in that movie. So
real Harry Potter style, where no non-British person was allowed to be a main character.
That's right. Exactly. Number 4. Number 3, Aquaman from Warner Brothers. Number 6 week in release. Bringing in another $7.2 million. Bringing it up to $316 million domestically.
Not expected Aquaman to be...
There's no other comic book movies right now.
Spider-Man.
Although it's kicking Bumblebee's butt. I feel like the Transformer empire is over. Bumblebee was at number 12.
It was done before that movie was released.
No, they came out the exact same week.
No, I'm saying like before Bumblebee came out, Transformers was done.
Oh yeah. This was just, they were just making sure they got the paddles and were like, defibrillate the franchise. But this was, they got a couple of beeps.
It's just sad because it's like the first time that they got anything about them right.
I know.
With like double transformations and having them actually be the vehicles that they were
supposed to be.
Yeah, if they would have done it like that from the beginning.
Yeah, we'd still give a shit. Number 2, The Upside from STX, bringing in $11.9 million in its 3rd week in release, doing pretty well for itself. $37.5 million budget, bringing in a 62.8 domestic gross. And the number 1 movie in America for the 2nd week in a row is Glass from Universal, bringing in another $18.8 million against its budget of only $20.
Dude.
Shyamalan coming in again with a low budget.
Yeah, he learned his lesson from Split, huh?
He did.
Like spend none monies, just pull out of his own pocket.
And make all monies.
And then make all of the money.
Spend none monies, make all monies.
Yeah, dude, that was just money he had left over. It's like pocket change from the success of Split.
Yep.
Because Split was like what, like a $7 million budget, or
yeah, it was nothing.
It was less than 20, and he made all of the money.
And so this one had, I'm sure the budget was increased just to get Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis back. Like that was about it. But the total domestic gross on Glass so far this week is $73.4 million at the box office. So doing pretty well for itself. And with this weekend having everybody's favorite basketball movie, Miss Balla, coming out, I have a feeling that the Glass, Upside, Green Book, and some other of these movies are going to have a little bit more success, as we of course have those.
I've never seen a trailer for.
Have you not?
No.
Come on, dude.
Well, I guess I've been watching documentaries and Bollywood movies.
Man,
enjoying myself at the theater instead of watching movies that would force me to see the trailer for Miss Balla.
Well, you always show up late. You never see it.
It's assigned seats, dude.
Well, yeah, but that's where
Brody,
the trailers come from.
See, my parents coming in clutch. It was Marcus Brody, master of disguise. He speaks 20 languages. He has he's 2 days ahead of you. You'll never catch him.
Never catch him.
And he's just out in the middle, like, excuse me, do you
me.
speak English? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Marcus rules.
Well, yeah, we've got, our local AMC. You can go check out all of the Academy Award nominated films this week. You can check out any of these movies. I mean, this is going to be a really slow week. January and February are both pretty cruddy in terms of movie releases. So expect some good TV to come out and catch up.
Check those Fathom events, too.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of stuff coming out. Like
Definitely.
You have that Wizard of Oz right now.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz.
You have
80th anniversary in theaters right now.
True Grit coming up.
Yep.
There was a couple other things, real big stuff coming out.
Real Big Fish.
Oh, I think Godfather
played in Tulsa.
Oh,
That's
really?
real big. I'm not kidding. I think somebody asked me if I wanted to go, and I just didn't respond. Because ska, right?
Well, yeah, TV's pretty good right now too, man. The Orville. If you're not watching it, you're missing out.
Orville, yeah.
The
Orville's
Orville
back.
is-
Season 2 of Punisher. Probably worth checking out. It's the last of the Netflix stuff.
You can get in on like the whole local thing and watch True Detective.
Yeah, Truth Sleuths is what I wish that they'd call the show. It's just a bunch of people sitting to see if they see their friends, and then they're going to rewatch it again and then actually pay attention to the storyline. But anyway, that's our show for tonight. When we return next week, expect some different stuff. I hope to have a functioning chat screen, so all of our people from YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, we can all be in a chat window together.
Oh, that'd be, yeah.
So that we can really interact with you guys a lot better, and might even have some screens where we could just like do this number, and like when you say I've never seen the Miss Bala trailer, and I'll be like, well, watch this
Link up top.
Yeah, and it's gonna be.
That's hard to do live though.
Watch me. Just give me a mouse, bro. If I have a mouse, I could do anything. Yeah, I could be like click, 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 click. I'll be like Keanu Reeves in that movie that literally no one saw, Replicants. And he had the same headset from Johnny Mnemonic. It was like,
You watched it?
yeah,
I still need to
thought
watch
it was
it.
okay.
Glowing recommendation.
Hey, if it had not had some really rough CGI, it would have been a lot better.
Well, when you have a budget of $7 and
Yeah.
no advertising.
Yeah, and free Wendy's and one location in Hawaii, and you're like, oh, what are we gonna do? They go, I think my nephew's enrolled in a computer animation class at his high school. Maybe he could help.
If you get Wendy's to cater, like do catering like on set to be craft services,
Yeah.
all the nuggies.
Just like Baconators again. I want to be on that set. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Find us out there on your social media. Like, I know I went on a big tangent about this on the FM last week, but for all of you guys that didn't listen to that, liking is very important. If all of you sons of bitches can share, like, Sandra Bullock with a blindfold on and make that movie the #1 movie on the internet, then you can fucking click like. Just do it. All you gotta do is do it once.
No, make it a blindside challenge. Or not
Bird,
blindside.
Yeah, a blind bird.
That was another Sandra
Bird
Bullock
side.
movie about
The bird side.
not seeing things like color.
But yeah, just like us on Facebook. Invite your friends to like us on Facebook, because that's what's going to help make this thing grow. And shout outs to everybody that's been tuning in and chatting in, and we love you guys. But we'll be back.
We love you, sons of bitches.
We love you, dirty sons of bitches. It's a term of endearment.
Is it?
Yeah. You sons of bitch.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. And big shout outs to the Faux Labs, Two Asians Talking Sports, Tats Live, coming to you on Wednesdays at 8?
Wednesdays by 8, yeah.
Wednesdays when they get around to it. So to be sure
Whenever
to check
sports
that out.
happens.
Yeah, whenever sports happens, which apparently is 24/7, 7
Yeah,
days a week.
fluctuates, man. You gotta know what's going on.
Stay on top of it. But check them out and expect more fun, cool, wacky stuff. Oh, last thing. I need to post this in the comments. Or you could just go over to our Drive-In Speakerbox page where we have made it. But Tavern Trivia may be over. Mm-hmm. But the shenanigans of the boom operator will never die. And so during the last Tavern Trivia, there was one night I was rather on the intoxicated side of things, and we were making fun of Applebee's, which is one of everyone's favorite punchlines is Applebee's.
You sure do love making fun of it, yeah.
Well, but I mean, it's Applebee's, guys. And, you know, I feel like I can make fun of it because I also eat there.
Yeah, I was about to say straight up, you're like, yo, Applebee's, oh, dumb. Yeah, I want some of these and some of that. And
Can I get them half-price apps,
unlimited apps. Hey, also, $1 Long Island.
$1 Long Island iced teas.
This guy.
Like, it's too funny not to get. And so, anyway, at Halloween, they had dollar zombies. And I was on stage, and I was like, all right, everybody, for next week, since it's an off week, we're going to go to Applebee's, and we're just all going to have 1 billion zombies, and it's going to be awesome. And, like, 4 people showed up because no one thought I was serious, and I was totally serious. And so the last Tavern Trivia, I said, we're doing it. Our Fayetteville Applebee's maybe has closed, but Drive-In Speakerbox is taking over the Springdale Applebee's on February 6th. I've got an event out there.
There is the event.
So we are going to have some of the most confused wait staff ever when
You're not calling ahead at all?
No.
No, just show up.
No, the bad service is going to be a part of the fun. So yeah, check that out on Facebook. We've got an event February 6th. Drive-In Speakerbox takes over Applebee's in Springdale, Arkansas. It's gonna be, yeah. Dina over there, she was like, make an event, and I did. So now you guys don't have an excuse for forgetting. But anyway, there you go. We'll see you guys at Applebee's, and we'll see you guys next week right here on the old Drive-In Speakerbox.
Yeah, come to Applebee's and get the anytizers that they'll serve you.
Dude, that they'll microwave all the anytizers. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you guys next week. I'm the boom operator.
The grip.
And that's the wrong splash screen. There it is.